Here's another bookworm video about my favorite books in my collection. So now I want to tell you about one of my favorite to read books, and these are psychology books. Psychology books not necessarily need to be self-help books. Sometimes they are not intended to help you in a certain way you feel or problem that you have, and you want to address it from a psychological point of view. But sometimes they can help you get organized, be more effective, achieve things that you love to achieve but didn't know where to start from, and so on. So here are my three personal favorites. And one of them is on a very popular topic, and that is emotional intelligence. It is a book of Daniel Goleman, and it's one of the first books in this topic. It has multiple parts that you can read after you've read the first one, including working with emotional intelligence, vital lies and simple truths, and destructive emotions. Anyway, it is a theory that your ability to understand and accept your own emotions, as well as the emotions in the other people around you, can be actually more important in your life than your IQ, how smart you are, how well read you are, how well educated or professional in what you do you are. So this is why it is very important to be aware about how emotional intelligence can level up all our relations, including our marriage, including our relations with our kids, with our parents, with our siblings, the relations at work, the relations with clients. It is very hard to work with people if you have low emotional intelligence. So this general book gives you an overview about what emotional intelligence is, gives you a lot of examples, because this guy who wrote the book has a huge experience in the topic of emotional intelligence and in clinical work with it. And all of the examples that are stated inside are actually things that have happened. So it is full of examples and stories that are very relatable, and each one of us can find themselves in the examples provided and know when we did something wrong, when we did something good, what did certain person felt and why did they react or we reacted the way we did in some key events we hold from our past. There is another book from Dr. Jonas Webb, which is also a PhD in clinical psychology. And this book, I find it personally very, very important. It helped me accept certain things about my past that were affecting my present. And despite my denial of popular psychologist work, to root all your problems in your early childhood, this book actually simplifies it a lot, how from your parent-child relationship in your childhood you may have built views of the world that are not serving you anymore if you're an adult. So if the topic in the back says, do you feel dissatisfied or disconnected in your life? Because it might be, even with the best intentions of your parents that you consider that to be lucky to have them or to be best in the world, still they could affect you in a ways that nowadays you can't give enough how much it's needed for you from you, for your family, for your position in society, just because you don't have enough within. So this book actually divides the types of parents in 12 categories, and you can pretty much as a parent fall under one of them, but also as a child recognize the style your parents used to have. So any of these 12 type of parents, which is pretty much every type of parent, they have their upsides that they brought in and manifested in their children due to their relationship with them, but also can have deficits that you may want to be aware about before going further in psychology, in psychiatry work, working on yourself, and so on. So it gives a very fresh perspective, this one, on what you want to work with yourself. And it also is very handy because it has exercises and tables that you can solve for yourself in order to work on the problems that it presents if you want to. Aside from the self-help books, this is a book about leadership, and it serves many people in their workplace, within their organization, but also within the family, because it is I used to joke about this when I figured that out. It is kind of a horoscope, science-based horoscope, because it divides all people through their strengths and type of characters, and especially with the help of the big five. The five most notable characteristics that a person has, and it divides people in like 20 something categories, and once you find your type, it is like literally reading your horoscope, because this guy can tell a lot about you depending on the score that you get on the testing in this book. And basically his philosophy is that not every one of us is built psychologically to enjoy in any type of workplace. So certain tasks or things would be better done if they align with the character of the worker. So basically, if everyone in the family or everyone in the organization reads this book and finds their strength, they can talk their way of dividing responsibilities among all participants, so that the person who is outgoing and remembers everything will do all the appointments, because they have no problem calling and making an appointment and remembering it. The person that is very good with managing emotions will do all the client work that has to manage other people's emotions. The person who is good with novelty thinking and giving new ideas will need not to work in a place full of tedious and repetitive tasks, because he will suffer on that kind of workplace, and he will not be best at what he does unless you switch it with a person that is very happy when they pay attention to details. It is their strength, and they will be good in paying attention to details and sorting everything out. So this is basically it's called a strengths-based leadership, and it is a work of from Gallup and Tom Rath. It is based on the work of Don Clifton, who was the inventor of this type of strengths psychology, which includes most of its benefits in organization psychology and workplace psychology, which is very popular in the US, and it is a way to organize your working strategy if you are a business owner or manager, HR manager, or similar to that. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my selection of psychology books. These are my best that I have in English, and I was very happy to share them with you. Don't forget to click like, to subscribe on this channel, and to comment with your favorite books in psychology in the section below. Bye bye!